In today's video, I want to share how we helped a niche apparel business grow their revenue by 3 times in the past year. And I'm sharing this video in hopes of giving you a few ideas that can help you, or perhaps if you're considering starting a new store, inspire you to see what's possible. And before I continue, if you like videos like this one about digital marketing and business, be sure to subscribe to my channel because not only do I have a catalog of content you can view right away, I'm also releasing new stuff all the time that I'd love for you to be a part of and get value from. So for us, we're all about levers to pull. It's easy to get caught up in the endless opportunities for traffic. TikTok, Instagram, influencers, paid ads, email marketing, SEO, Amazon, text messaging, and the list goes on. All of these are strategies that can work and do for many. However, when you don't have $1 million budget, you have to determine which areas you're going to pull as levers. For us, there were 3. Number 1 is paid advertising, specifically on Meta and Google Shopping. Number 2 was email marketing and list growth, as in growing your email list. And number 3 was website conversion rate optimization. So let's start off with paid advertising. And with paid advertising being our biggest lever, I think it just makes sense to start here. One critical mistake that we see most e-com stores or businesses making in general is not split testing enough. You create 1 or 2 videos, 1 or 2 images, and you launch them. Perhaps one works, or maybe they all flop, and you find yourself saying, Facebook ads don't work for my business. Typically, that's probably not true. You just didn't test enough. For every product launch we did, we test a minimum of 10 versions of creative, but preferably up to 15 to 20. Our plan for this year is to make that even higher. This gives us more at-bats, and once we find the 1 or 2, yes, out of the 20 that make sense, we scale them until they fatigue. You don't want to wait, though, until ads start to fatigue to create new ones. You always should be creating new content no matter what, and always adding new variations to your campaign. One huge mistake is not split testing enough. So there's 2 lessons to be learned here. Number 1 is rapidly split test. Again, 15 to 20 different creative variations. And number 2 is actually scale budgets. If you're a new store, the easiest way to scale with paid ads is to spend more once you have a positive ROAS. For us, anything above a 3x was our target, and anything above 4x was the ideal, but you have to know the numbers for your specific business. But what do you run as creative? What are some of the things that we're going to be split testing? And the reason I say this is because creative could be your biggest variable. Listen, people can't touch, feel, and experience your product with their hands, so you have to be as visual as possible. Stock basic photography isn't going to cut it. You got to know your audience, but here's what works for us. Number 1 is user-generated content. Whether it's you or you bring somebody onto your team, it might just be easier to have an in-house creator. Somebody who can create content for you at scale rather than bits and pieces of UGC creators that you have to pay. Secondly, Meta has a dynamic creative ad that turns your product collections into a carousel that can work quite great. And thirdly, for us, was static images. Yes, they still work, and make sure that you're running all 3 of these, as well as any other ideas that you might have that you can split test. The point is, you have to test. And if you're not already, you have to create a mindset for success. Listen, spending money on advertising can feel scary. And if you don't get a little wheezy in your stomach at the numbers you scale to, you might just not be spending enough. I'm not saying be stupid, but you won't scale with paid ads unless you increase the budget when you have a winning campaign. Secondly, Google has a shopping campaign feature where if somebody goes into Google and types best insert product, you dang sure want to ensure you're listed at the top with the other products. Utilize this, but be careful because Google can get expensive and you don't want to overspend on anything. Listen, the fastest way to scale high-performing campaigns. The fastest way to fail, spend too much too fast or not spend at all. The best way to avoid that, review your campaigns daily and always be testing. All right. The second thing that we implemented is email marketing. And not that we introduced email marketing for the first time, but we went so much harder on what we were previously doing. Listen, it's easy to feel like nobody reads your emails or you're sending too much. But We started sending out emails at least 3 to 4 times per week. Email content can include inspirational messages related to your products, product tutorials if that makes sense, new product launches, recommendations for the season, or other content that you think that your customers would get value from. Listen, the more you share emails, the more money you will make. It's just plain and simple. To ensure your email list is growing, the easiest way is to add a pop-up to your website for new customers offering a discount such as 10 or 15%. When customers see that discount offer, they are more likely to subscribe to your newsletter in exchange for whatever the deal is, helping you grow your email list. A couple of things to remember. You must have some kind of value in exchange for joining the list, otherwise people will click off. You also want to make it easy to close the pop-up and be dang sure to check it on mobile. Please make sure of that. And number 3 is keep it short and simple. Now you have 2 sources of email list building, new customers and leads from your pop-up. So when you send your 3 to 4 times emails per week, the audience will continue to grow. And as you send more traffic to your website from your paid ads, you'll get more emails from that. It creates a feedback loop between them. The third thing we implemented is better conversion rate optimization. Imagine your website as a physical store. Visitors walking in represent your online traffic. Now, the conversion rate is like the percentage of those visitors who actually make a purchase. If you knew that most people walked into your physical store and they stepped to the right when they walked in, you'd optimize the products you want to sell most along that path. Or perhaps right before somebody checks out, you put the candy bars and gum on the counter to get people to spend a few extra dollars. We see stores doing this all the time. So why is conversion rate optimization crucial for your e-commerce business? Well, it's the key to turning visitors into paying customers, increasing your revenue. Here are some essential tips for improving your conversion rates. Tip number 1 is to streamline the user experience. This tip involves ensuring that your website is easy to navigate and user-friendly. It means organizing your content logically, having clear menus and categories, and making it intuitive for visitors to find what they're looking for. A streamlined user experience reduces confusion and frustration, making it more likely that visitors will engage with your site and convert into customers. Tip number 2 is page loading speed. Page loading speed refers to how quickly your website pages load when a visitor accesses them. Slow loading pages can lead to high bounce rates where visitors leave your site before it fully loads and they never even learn how great your products are. Optimizing page speed involves various techniques like minimizing image sizes, leveraging browser caching, and using content delivery networks. Listen, a faster website not only improves user experience, but also positively impacts your search engine rankings. All of these things matter, and they're not as technical as they might sound. Tip number 3 is use high quality product content. High quality product content includes detailed product descriptions, clear images, and informative videos if applicable. It's essential to provide potential customers with all the information they need to make informed purchase decisions, especially if they're spending a lot of money. Rich, engaging product content helps build trust and confidence in your products. Tip number 4 are trust signals. Trust signals are elements on your website that build trust and credibility with visitors. This includes displaying customer reviews and testimonials, showcasing security badges to make sure that they know that their checkout is secure, and prominently displaying recognized payment logos. Listen, these trust signals reassure customers that their information is secure and that your products or services are reliable. Everybody's worried about fraud these days. It's a small thing that you might not be thinking about, but does make a big difference. And tip number 5 is A/B testing. A/B testing, also known as split testing, involves comparing 2 different versions, option A and option B, of a web page, email, or element to determine which one performs better in terms of conversion rates. This process helps you make data-driven decisions by experimenting with changes to elements like headlines, images, call to action buttons, and layouts. A/B testing allows you to refine your website continuously and optimize it for better results. Remember, it's not just about attracting visitors, it's about converting them into loyal customers who return for more. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to implement these e-commerce tips for success so that you can see 3x growth this year. Don't forget to subscribe for more valuable insights, and I will see you in the next video.